I'm Elizabeth, 35 years old. I recently got married and I'm juggling work and household chores. My husband, Joseph, is a year older than me. And he's not only calm and kind, but also someone I can rely on. We work at the same company, and since we were once in a senior-junior relationship, we know each other's strengths and weaknesses. After getting married, Joseph and I moved in with my parents. Our family home is 2 stories and has many rooms. It's hard for my parents to manage the house alone, so we decided to live together and help my mother. My father and Joseph both work for major companies, and since they have business dealings, they're quite familiar with each other. I was worried that Joseph might get tired or feel awkward, but surprisingly, he gets along well with my father, and they often enjoy drinks together. After we started living as a family of 4, I began to help my mother with the housework, and I found some extra time, so I started a simple work-from-home job. I was thoroughly enjoying my peaceful married life. Then, one day, my brother Robert came home with his wife, Mary. They both looked tired, and we all warmly welcomed them. Our apartment burned down in a fire. Are you okay? It happened while we were out during the day, so no one was injured. Even the guy who was smoking in bed only suffered minor injuries. Everyone was relieved at my brother's words. But here's where the real story begins. Actually, we had our savings in the closet and it all burned up. We got the fire insurance, but it's still scary in an apartment where others might start a fire. We want to live in this single-family home. There's room to spare, right? Indeed, when I was young, about 10 people, including relatives, lived in this house. There are many vacant rooms, so it would be easy to accommodate my brother and his wife. If that's the case, we welcome you, my father said, and my brother and his wife looked relieved. As we all gathered for dinner, Joseph and my brother quickly hit it off, becoming as close as brothers. I thought I'd try to talk to Mary as well. Mary is a woman in her 40s, but she still has a cute face. She's very shy, and I couldn't find common ground. Mary, please be friends with me too. Yes, thank you. Mary seemed a bit hard to approach. Even though I tried to engage her in various topics, she only responded with, "Yes, that's right," and didn't expand the conversation. I thought she was just nervous on the first day, so I kept talking to Mary. The next day, my brother suddenly said, "I need to talk to you," and called me to the back of the house. Don't bother Mary just because she married me and started living with us. I was surprised at my brother's words. What? Did I do something? I heard you were forcing her to be friends with you. Mary is not good at that. I see, I'll be careful. I felt lonely, but if Mary was uncomfortable, I couldn't help with it. From then on, I tried not to get too close to Mary. I would talk to her if necessary, but otherwise I wouldn't. I have that kind of relationship with my father, so I thought that distance would be fine with Mary too. Then Mary started to approach me. Hey, are you ignoring me? No, I'm not ignoring you. But you said you wanted to be friends, and now you're not coming near me. But my brother told me... As I explained what was said, Mary chuckled. If you act too unnaturally, next time I'll cry that you're ignoring me, she said, and then left the scene. I was in panic. I've met various people before, and some were unpleasant. In those cases, I've always kept my distance and handled the situation. But what should I do if the person I want to distance myself from approaches me? I had no idea how to handle it, and although I tried to get closer to Mary little by little, I ended up acting suspiciously. Then my brother said to me, Hey, I heard you ignored Mary. Accept her as family. No, I want to be friends with Mary, but Mary... I heard you were blaming everything on Mary. I don't believe your story. As my brother turned his back and walked away, tears welled up in my eyes. How can I make him believe me? After some thought, I decided to record Mary's words. Soon after, Mary approached me. I had a voice recorder hidden in my pocket, so I was fully prepared. Elizabeth, can't you do better? I'm just saying to close the distance. You act so strange when I approach. But if I talk to you, I'm accused of forcing a relationship. And if I keep my distance, you say I'm ignoring you. I don't know what to do. Just do as I say. If you quietly listen and obey, I won't say anything. Mary chuckled and went somewhere. Afterward, as expected, my brother came and said, "What did you do to Mary? She was crying that you were harsh to her." Until now, I had only felt bad, but now I was prepared. Listen to this recording first. I took out the voice recorder and played the conversation between Mary and me. But my brother criticized me for recording it. You think you're right by doing something so sneaky. What? Recording a conversation is the lowest. You're not recording now, are you? No, I'm not. Empty your pockets. I showed that my pockets were empty. I wouldn't record my own brother. So you think it's okay to record Mary because she's lying? But Mary lies. Mary is my wife. I understand if you're upset that a stranger has come in, but you're an adult, so stop acting like a child. My brother gave me a cold look and left. I was only hoping to resolve things here, so the shock was great. I knew I couldn't let things continue like this, so I decided to consult with my parents and Joseph. I was a little scared, but I let everyone listen to the voice recorder. I thought they would blame me for recording, like my brother did, but they said, "I've also felt suspicious of Mary. What is Robert doing while his sister is suffering? Yes, that girl pretends to do housework but slacks off. She's a cunning child." My parents listened seriously to my story and voiced their dissatisfaction with Mary. Robert blamed me for recording. He said I was sneaky. Then Joseph tightly grasped my hand. Elizabeth must have felt so hurt by Mary, right? You wouldn't have recorded anything if she hadn't treated you like that. Don't worry. I'm on your side, Elizabeth. Hearing Joseph's kind words, I broke down in tears of relief. Afterward, my father and Joseph seemed to have talked to my brother. When they explained that Mary was also at fault, my brother had no choice but to agree. And on the surface, my brother and I made up, but I had lost my trust in him. In the past, my brother was always on my side, no matter what. I understand that his wife Mary is important to him now, but I can't trust him anymore since he blamed me, even though it was clear that Mary was at fault. After that, Mary continued to target me, telling my brother behind my back, "Elizabeth did this," every time something happened. The problem surfaced, my brother blamed me, and I denied it. Then my parents and Joseph would defend me, and this cycle repeated. After this happened several times, my brother glared at me with hateful eyes and yelled at my parents and Joseph. "You are defending her? I am disappointed in you, Dad, Mom, and Joseph." Mary stood behind my brother with a victimized expression, and the rest of us were dumbfounded by her. I then started to stay in my room because I had work from home. My mother said, "You don't have to do housework, Elizabeth. Stay away from Mary." At this time, my parents were also telling my brother and his wife to leave the house. We can't keep people who cause problems in the house. You mean Elizabeth, right? Kick Elizabeth out. Are you serious? I'm talking about you too. I'm the eldest son and heir. It's natural for us to stay in this house, right? We don't need an heir in this house. I just want to live peacefully. It was fun when it was just the four of us, Robert, but everything changed when you came. I accidentally overheard my father and brother's conversation, and I began to think that if this problem continued, I should be the one to leave. Then a decisive incident occurred. While I was working from home in my room on the second floor, I heard a loud noise as if something had fallen down the stairs. The stairs were right outside my room. Startled by the noise, I immediately opened the door. There, at the bottom of the stairs, Mary had fallen. "Are you okay?" As I rushed over, my brother quickly arrived and picked up Mary. Then Mary pointed at me and said, "Elizabeth, Me? I didn't do anything." But my brother wouldn't listen. What were you planning to do to Mary?" He came up the stairs, grabbed me by the collar, and yelled in my ear, "I can call the police, you know." I couldn't stop crying. I hadn't done anything, and felt so bad. Downstairs, Mary was sticking her tongue out at me while operating her mobile from her pocket. Probably, Mary had played a sound effect of something falling down the stairs at full volume. The sound was unnatural for something that had fallen. "Hey, Robert, I really didn't do anything. Instead, check Mary's mobile phone and see what Mary just did." "You are blaming Mary? You're the worst. Stay away from Mary. If you come near her again, I won't forgive you." My brother glared at me with eyes full of hatred. The brother who used to be so kind seemed like a stranger now. I realized that we could never go back to the good times we once had. Fortunately, Joseph believed my words. "Elizabeth wouldn't do something like that. Don't worry, I'm definitely on your side." Joseph's presence was incredibly reassuring. Of course, my parents were not fooled by Mary's deception either. I've fallen down those stairs before, but it never made that sound, and Mary didn't have a single scratch. It's unnatural. My father agreed with my mother, so we discussed and made a plan. First, to catch my brother and his wife off guard, Joseph and I left the house, bought a condominium near our workplace, and moved in. Unlike our family home, it was only a 3-room place, so cleaning was easier. After a while, my mother called, her voice filled with anger, and I had a feeling I knew what had happened. "That girl, now that you've left, she's saying I'm bullying her. I never bullied her, I just treated her formally, but Robert, I was hoping she would at least get along with Dad and Mom. We talked with Dad, and we decided to speed up our original plan. We've reached out our limit." From my usually gentle mother's raised voice, I could tell that Mary must have treated her terribly. My father forcefully pushed the plan forward, and they soon moved into our condominium. My father was furious, saying, "That guy's no longer my son. Joseph is my only son. Elizabeth married a good partner. I'm counting on you from now on." And he drank with Joseph to lift his spirits. Soon after, they put our family home up for sale and told my brother, "We've put the house up for sale. If you want to continue living there, buy it at the listed price. If you can't, leave by the end of the month. If you want to stay, buy it at the listed price." My brother's desperate voice came through the phone, not easily accepting my father's words. The family home sold for less than expected, but it still fetched around $27,000. My brother and his wife, who had lost their savings in a fire and had been spending freely while living in the family home, couldn't afford that amount. Moreover, my brother had apparently gone through debt, restricting without our knowledge, so he wouldn't pass a loan review. Mary hadn't been working for a long time, so getting a loan would be tough. Knowing this, their words about not depositing their savings in the bank but keeping them at home started to seem suspicious. Soon after, my brother came to us for help. We didn't intend to tell him our address, but my father was followed by my brother on his way home and our location was discovered. However, none of us opened the door and we responded through the intercom. My brother's face was haggard and tears welled in his eyes. "I've been constantly blamed by Mary. Being told to do something about it since we got married, she's looked down on me. And if I don't follow her orders, she throws a fit. That's why I had to act that way towards Elizabeth. Please forgive me. I really don't think Elizabeth pushed Mary down the stairs." My brother repeated his excuses over and over. Apparently, Mary is selfish and she can't be satisfied unless things go her way. My brother isn't allowed to argue, and when they're alone, she seems to take a dictatorial attitude, forcing all the housework on him. Listening to my brother's story, my father repeatedly said, "You could have handled it differently. Why didn't you come to us then?" Showing no intention of forgiving him. I thought it was bad enough with Elizabeth, but my wife suffered too, and I can't forgive you guys. You chose to side with Mary, right? Then you have to act like a man to the end. Well, wait. The house thing was Mary's idea. She said if we kicked out Elizabeth at Mom, Dad would give it to me. I told her many times that Dad might sell the house. My prediction came true, and Mary gets irritated every day, taking it out on me. Help me. I'm a victim too. At least leave the house to me. A gift during your lifetime is fine. I don't need any cash. None of us sympathized with my brother's desperate plea. My father yelled into the intercom, "If you are going to say that much, bring Mary here. I have nothing more to say to you." Then my father hung up the intercom. 2 hours later, my brother returned with Mary. Apparently, he couldn't persuade my father and must have been scolded by Mary. His face was red, as if he had been crying. Mary had a sullen look on her face and taunted, "Are you so poor that you can't even give your son a house?" A vein popped in my father's forehead, but he took a deep breath and explained to Mary, "We value family above all else. Joseph takes care of Elizabeth and us, so we trust him. But what about you? You falsely accuse Elizabeth, who did nothing wrong. Fortunately, none of us believed you, and you even tried to do the same to Mom. I don't want to recognize you as family. I have no intention of giving you the house. At least apologize to Elizabeth and Mom." My father conveyed his earnest feelings to Mary, but his words didn't get through to her. "Huh? I'm not in the wrong. The world has always gone my way. That's how I met a husband who listens to me. Shouldn't you all do the same?" I couldn't stand Mary's insolent attitude. "Hey, do you know how much I suffered being falsely accused? You probably don't. You're the one who set it up. It's like everything goes dark and you feel despair. Do you think it's okay to do that to someone? I'm the only one who's allowed to. It's always been that way." "Oh, really? Then there is not a single person around you who likes you, is there?" "Huh? There is. This guy." Mary pointed at my brother. No, Robert doesn't love you, Mary, anymore. Can't you see it in his face? What he feels for you is fear, not love. If you continue like this, you'll never be loved by anyone for the rest of your life." Mary's face, filled with anger, was directed at the camera. Even I felt fear looking at that face. So I conveyed my feelings to my brother. "Hey, Robert, are you really okay with this? The old Robert was brave, and if boys teased me, you'd come to help me right away. I always thought you were strong, Robert. Wake up already." Then my mother, who had come to stand next to me, raised her voice to my brother. "I don't think of you as my son anymore. I believe you'll wake up. If you stay with Mary like this, you'll only get worse." While my mother was saying this, Mary, looking confused, took my brother and left. Did my mother's words get through to him in the end? After that, my father really sold the house. It seems my brother and his wife moved into a cheap apartment. My brother was still under Mary's brainwashing, but he began to feel a little distrustful of her attitude. Our desperate voices seemed to have reached him somewhat, and he finally took action. Though all he did was to explain the situation to friends and co-workers, he received the same persuasion from them as from us, and the brainwashing seemed to gradually unravel. He finally understood how crazy Mary's words were. When he confronted Mary with a divorce, she demanded a lump sum payment of $90,000, and they began to argue, as my calmer brother told my mother over the phone. Divorcing over personality differences is difficult. It took my brother a year to finally divorce Mary. After the divorce, Mary's bad reputation spread, and no one wanted to deal with her. Apparently, she was already estranged from her parents and is leading a lonely life. I hope she never victimizes anyone like my brother again and stays quiet. After that, I returned to peaceful days. But because of Mary, I realized I could be falsely accused at any time, so I started taking measures to protect myself, like installing security cameras in the living room and entrance. Even if I can't trust my parents and Joseph, it doesn't mean that people coming from outside can be trusted. No one knows what can happen when. From now on, I'll research how to deal with false accusations so that my family doesn't suffer from them, and I'll teach everyone. I've decided to protect my family in this way. After all, I now have the most precious treasure to protect in my belly.